They answered the call to defend the empire, to fight for freedom and oppose tyranny. A century ago, men and women of Australia travelled across the world to war. Much was asked, much was offered, and much was achieved. From Gallipoli to Damascus, the light horse regiments fought in the most ancient and treacherous battlefields of history. With courage and perseverance, they overcame all odds to enter the realm of heroes. Now, 100 years later, others have come to those foreign fields to experience, to remember, and to honour the service and sacrifice. Across the Middle East, they will follow in the footsteps of the light horse regiments, ride the highs and the lows, celebrate the victories, commemorate the journey, witness history, and make history. This is the Light Horse Century. Today, the tour has assembled at the southern end of the Sea of Galilee, at a small former railway station in the town called Shamak. On the 24th of September 1918, it was the scene of a brief but bloody assault by light horsemen from the 11th and 12th Regiments. 19 of them made the ultimate sacrifice, but the objective was achieved. This was an operation featuring many Aboriginal servicemen, and today is especially significant for descendants of Indigenous light horsemen.
I can feel the spirit of my old grandfather here. I'm very, very proud to be here, and I'm sure he's very proud of me being here too. It's just such an important moment and historic moment, and hopefully it will help to give our younger generation, first and foremost, an opportunity to appreciate what their ancestors did and achieved and accomplished, and inspire them to be a lot better.
But it's not just descendants. A group of young riders from the desert heart of Australia, 3 of them Indigenous, have made the trip as well. And they want to show respect by taking part in a mounted honour guard.
Nervous. I'm feeling nervous.
It was great having some of the lads from the Hermannsburg mob with us. They added significantly to the tour. They were great young people.
All right, 11 light horse troop, will advance in half sections, walk march.
The significance of the occasion had been underlined by Indigenous man and Army veteran Ricky Morris earlier in the day.
What I think is important for us is to understand from us as Aboriginal men and women what we're here for and who we're representing, but also the broader picture of what everyone on these buses have come here for. We've got an honour, and I think you need to know today's an honour. You represent everyone on that bus, everyone that's fought and died for this country. My grandfather was one of 5 brothers that went to World War I. They went off the mission, the Aboriginal mission called Lake Conda Mission. So that's my grandfather's medals for his 2 wars. He went to 2 wars, First World War and Second World War. You can pass them around. And I'll wear these today, so I'll wear Granddad's on this side and I'll wear mine on this side to represent our mob and that. So we need to be real proud for our mobs. Our mob, my auntie, be so proud of today. Your mob's going to be proud. So we want to be real proud and really have this today, because a lot of people will be very, very sad today. Very sad day for some people. We'll keep our heads high, shoulders back, and we'll show them what we can do. So today's a very big honour for us. Very big honour.
How about that? What is that one? What size is it?
I don't know, but they're yours.
Such a huge honour today, especially for these young fellas. I don't think they've actually what a big achievement that it is.
They're not just carrying the Australian flag, they're not just carrying the Lighthorse flag, but they're carrying the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flag for the community as well. This is a huge honour. It's going to be a milestone that will live in their memory and literally be embedded in their memory forever.
Well advanced. Knee. Turn.
The horses are now forming up, and they will stand there on parade, guarding us while the ceremony proceeds.
Our focus of the trip was to just remember and honour the tremendous sacrifice that our Indigenous Aboriginal troopers played in World War I, so that they and all Australians could be proud, feel proud of the role that they played.
The 11th Light Horse was known as Queensland's Black Watch, in honour of the fact that it, more than any other Light Horse regiment, contained a large proportion of Indigenous troopers. And in fact, one whole draft of reinforcements was completely Indigenous during late 1917, early 1918. For much of the past century, Indigenous Australians who enlisted during the First World War have remained in the shadows, their service unrecognised and their stories largely unknown. Yet Indigenous soldiers, many thousands of individuals, served in almost every branch of the Australian Imperial Force. They were among the wounded, among those who earned bravery awards, among the many who returned home after the war had ended, and they were among the tens of thousands who lost their lives and now lie buried in graves from the Middle East to Western Europe. Today, these men and women and the generations of Indigenous service personnel who have followed are increasingly receiving the recognition that has long been their due, lest we forget.
A towering figure in the Light Horse story is this man, General Sir Harry Chevelle, the commanding officer of the Anzac Mounted Division, and later the Desert Mounted Corps, the largest cavalry force in history. Cool, canny and courageous, he was with his men all the way from the dark days of Gallipoli to the final victory in Syria more than 3 years later. And it was Chevelle who orchestrated the brilliant but high-stakes plan to take the Light Horse deep into the waterless Negev desert in order to surprise the Turkish defenders of Beersheba, a path the tour participants themselves will follow in a modern-day desert column.